You're listening to All That with Nikkie and Cat,
a podcast featuring real stories from real people who are real relatable.
Our goal is to bring you entertainment, knowledge, and an inside look on topics in line with health, wellness, and personal growth.
Tune in every Tuesday to join us on our journey. Let's get real.
That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh, yeah.
What up, y'all?
What's up?
It's hot outside.
It is a scorcher.
Oh my god, this whole week is set up to be like 105 degrees with 9,000% humidity. And I've just given up on all like attempts at looking cute. You can't look cute in 100-degree weather. Like, you just can't. Everything's got to be out. Your hair's got to be up. You're sweating. Anyways, I'm not going to try to complain about it because if you're from this area, we had one hell of a winter. So, in all honesty, I mean, I guess I'd rather have the heat than the snow.
True.
So, this week we had some pretty significant technical difficulties. We talked about it a little bit in the beginning of the interview with the boys, which is what I'm going to refer to them as. The boys, a.k.a. our hubbies, a.k.a. Hoob and Mr. Pootie. So they, of course, as they do with everything in life, had our backs this week. We were all set up to record on Tuesday with our next week's guest, Carly. So shout out and slash little teaser for that. We are going to have Carly on with us next week. But this week, we kind of had no choice but to record on Sunday, which didn't work with Carly this week. So we were kind of scrambling, like, what are we going to do? We couldn't get our interface broke. So we couldn't get the new interface in until the weekend. So kind of had to scramble and get some things done. But as I said before, like with everything in life, the boys had our back, and they were more than down to sit down and chat with us. So this week we had them on, and how do you think it went?
I think it went good. I think that the topic that we have, such as long-term relationships, I feel like a lot of people are going through struggles these days, so I feel like it was a really good episode to record.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it went super well. The boys are always a good conversation for sure. We went to breakfast before and we were like, oh my God, like I don't even want to talk to you guys right now because we have so much to say about like what we're going to say on the podcast. So they were, of course, really excited and really eager to share with us. So that was really cool. We got to we got our first emails this week. They did ask to remain anonymous, but they make us so happy. Like, we were so happy with the timing and everything that we got, and that we were able to do our first email response, and we actually had the boys' opinions on that too, so that's definitely something to listen to. It's towards the end, so.
I like that the emails fit in so well with this week's episode.
Yeah, we couldn't have asked for better timing with those emails. So
I definitely agree, and I like, excuse me, I definitely like that we got their perspective on things, because like, I don't know, when you talk to girls, it's always like so gushy and, oh, my husband and this, that. So you never really hear like the guy's side of things. So I like that.
Yeah, well, and then having like a male and female perspective both, like, because then you can't just be like, men suck.
Right.
Women suck. You know what I mean? Like, you can't say that because you have both sides and both opinions. So I thought that was pretty cool. We were able to get their viewpoints on it. The timing on that was pretty perfect. So we were meant to have technical difficulties. We were meant to end up interviewing the boys this week. And I'm really excited to share this with you guys. So I hope you like it.
Hope you like it.
So anyways, y'all, there's a lot of years in this room. So speaking of years, I just kind of wanted to kick things off. Right now, we've got our husbands in the room. They're on fail safe and everything in life, podcasts included.
Hello.
Had some technical difficulties this week, so of course they were happy to help. So this is the husband special, relationship special, whatever you want to call it. So I first wanted to start it off with just, how we know each other, how we met. Nikki and I talked on last week's podcast, about how we refer to ourselves as old married ladies. Well, these are our old married men.
A lot of years. A lot of years invested in these hoes.
Oh, God. So this one over here.
You're going to see the difference between Nick and I in this podcast a lot
Yep.
right now.
So
You're
Nick
gonna
is
definitely see it.
mine, fortunately or unfortunately, however you look at it. And Chris belongs to Nikki.
I'm her property.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yes, he
They've
is.
accepted
That's
it with
fine.
age. It happens. So, but before, even though like Nikki and Chris have been together forever, me and Nick have been together forever, the longest relationship in this room is Nick and Chris.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
I met my dog back in the day.
yeah, how'd y'all meet?
Man.
Well, let me
go ahead.
tell, because I had just moved from Taylor to Lincoln Park in like the second half of third grade. So this puts Nick in second grade. He's only a year younger. So I'm the new kid. Got to show my ass a little bit. Like, I'm tough. Don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Gotta show 'em what's up.
This guy was standing in front of my locker. So, yeah, our elementary school had lockers. I know it's weird. Definitely fucking weird, but he's sitting in front of my locker, and I asked him to move once. He doesn't listen. He just either didn't hear me or he ignored me. I asked him again, didn't move. So I said, you know what? Fuck it. So I pushed him.
He did. He pushed me pretty fucking hard.
I
too.
pushed him. I said,
I hit that locker
I need
hard.
to get to my locker. Boom, pushed him.
I'm in second grade, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
I'm laughing just because
I know
I
it's
know.
Lincoln Park, but like we don't normally fight in second
Right,
grade.
right.
You know what I mean?
Second
got this
grade,
first
third
fight.
grade. So it wasn't really a fight. I shoved him, get the fuck out of my way type deal.
Seriously.
And here comes Carrie.
My sister. Everyone knows Ked. What up, Ked?
Carrie pushed me with the strength of 1,000 suns against the locker. Don't touch my little brother. La 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 la, like freaking out on me, right? So after that, I was like fucking terrified.
Backfire
So like
of your life.
real terrified. Like, whoa, maybe I shouldn't have did that. Whoa, maybe I should apologize to this kid. So I
Bro,
apologized.
my sister back in the day, she beat up a couple kids for me, man.
I mean,
She
I
beat up a couple
apologized.
kids for me.
I apologized to him. We walked home. I lived in the corner of Seacott. Everybody grew
What up,
up in
Seacott?
Seacott Lafayette gang.
Yeah, let's go.
But I grew up on the corner of Lafayette and Seacott, and Lafayette was literally right across the street. Like, it was the easiest walk ever.
The Cran School.
Right.
Hop a
So-
skip and a
Pre-grand.
jump.
Literally. So I go to my house. He goes, "Oh, you live right here?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "I live down the street." And he's like, "Literally 5 houses." And 20 years later, here we are.
Yeah, that was a journey. I mean, for me to have a friend like Chris, we've gone through some struggles. You know what I'm saying? We've been at the top of the mountain, we've been at the bottom of the valley. But when you grow up, as you lose a lot of friends as you grow up, and then you gain new ones as you get older and whatnot. But to have one from the time you were like, I think 6, 7 years old, something like that. It's special because again, people, they just come and go. But and it was through the technology era too. Like we had MySpace. I mean, that was, we didn't have cell phones and text messaging where we could keep up to date every day.
Hey,
Like I remember taking the effort to call you on the phone just to
Right,
see
yeah.
what was up.
Yeah, hey, what's going on?
Kids don't do
dude?
that. They
Yeah,
don't call. I mean, they'll message and stuff.
I mean,
It's
they don't,
easier to
that's
keep.
the thing. They don't have to anymore. Though.
Yeah, you don't got to. But for us, it
Yeah,
was.
but that's what makes your guys' friendship so special.
Yeah.
Because you grew up where, like, before you didn't have that.
Right.
And you know.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time it's just family that you keep up with,
Right.
But then it's not only that. I moved like 3 times from 7th grade to 9th. I was in 3 different schools. Okay, I think. Let me see. I went Lincoln Park Middle School for a semester. I went over to Dearborn to finish that 7th grade year. Okay, started 8th. I went to Dearborn, and then middle of 8th grade year, I went to Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Went back. So it was just a lot of moving. So for us to go through that, I mean, look at you, man. I mean, you went from house to
Yeah,
a couple different houses to
Mm-hmm.
apartments, bro. You changed addresses. Yeah, you had the same school, which is dope. But we were able to keep that relationship going through that all, and that's
Right.
that's special. And so then basically when we did go through some tough shit, it was easy because we already established our ground base, man. I mean, you go
Right.
through shit in life.
I mean,
but you can't-
that ground base was established like
Yeah,
fucking 15
dude.
years ago.
And also to put it, we're totally fucking opposite. I mean, people who listen are
Yeah.
gonna notice how opposite we are, really.
That's
but we also
that's
have
the
a
crazy
core,
part
yeah.
too,
Yeah.
is because like obviously you guys have stuff in common, but
Very
you guys
little.
are
Just to clarify, very fucking little.
well, yeah.
What'd you say?
She
In
says
common?
we have in common very little
But,
stuff.
right.
But I think our youth is the biggest thing that we have in common. The way we grew up was very similar,
Well,
bro.
yeah.
You feel me? So yeah, you might like, you know, different things as far as like more into video games and, you know, that kind of side of, you know, the internet world and everything. And me, where I'm into, like, I don't know, I'm into so much shit. I need to stop. I need to slow down. I got ADD. I like everything. Everything. But for us to have that solid base of our youth and growing up is really what kept us so close. And even though we're opposite, man.
I know it's weird. It's like you say it's very little that you guys have in common, which is totally true. But like the biggest things, so like your childhood and all of those memories and what you did, and then literally how you live your life today. Like you've been in a long-term relationship with your first like real
Real ass
girlfriend.
relationship. Yeah, I mean, before Nikki,
and
which
it's-
we're going on 11 years this year. Before her, my longest relationship was like 6 months.
Yeah.
Right. I had
And it
like
was-
a
it was a
couple
little- it was a-
bozos that I dated in high school. But
Yeah, they were
nothing,
just little
you know.
bullshit high school
Bozos.
relationships that don't
Little
even
bozos.
really count for anything. You know what I'm
No.
saying? So.
Yeah,
No,
it's
not at
it's big, and then, you know, with your guys' relationship with you and Nikki, I mean, I don't like to say that we kind of dragged you along into a relationship just because of us, but you guys really grew together too.
No, they
you
were
know?
together. Weirdly enough, like with how close the four of us are now, I still look back and I think it's so strange that you guys were together for like almost a year before I even met her.
Yeah.
That's super weird.
Well, because I met you really early.
Yeah.
Like I met you like 6 months into him, I think.
Yeah.
Because it was when it was back in the MySpace days where, hey, yo, want to come hang out at my mom's this weekend? The pool's up, and hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah, so we like set it up over messaging.
Yeah.
Like that's, like it was like you, and that's what was crazy. Like, it's like back then, it was like if you couldn't contact the person at home, especially before the internet, like you literally had to set up an appointment and hope that they came and showed up on time.
Right.
Right? Because if they
There was
didn't
no,
come,
like,
if it was
calling
like
them to
10
see where they
minutes,
were
yeah,
at.
if it was like 10, 15 minutes, you're like, how much longer should I wait? Because like you couldn't call them. So like for
Right.
us, yeah, we did have a little bit of that face or MySpace and things like that. But I mean, we set up a lot of stuff and it's just special. It's just very, very special.
It's so special.
Special. I actually met you and Amanda the same day.
Oh yeah.
Because it was for Amanda's birthday party, and
Okay.
Nick was like, "Hey, man, you know, it's my girlfriend's friend's birthday party. We want to come and have a bonfire." And I'm like, I'm single at the time. I'm in high school. I'm like, all right, dude. Taylor girls, you know, I mean, don't mean much nowadays, but
Hey, I love
But,
my city.
you
Shout
know,
out to Taylor
10,
too.
10, 11 years
I rep
ago.
Taylor all day and Lincoln Park. Sorry.
12 years
I'm sorry,
ago.
you were what?
Rep.
Oh.
Rep.
All right, go ahead.
But I was like, yeah, you know, I was like him, and it was cool, and I met you, and you probably thought I was super weird because I was really immature and dumb, but I grew up, so
You really have. It's weird.
yeah.
Yeah,
We all have. It's so strange.
I like that we grew up like together.
Yeah.
We really did.
That's one of my favorite things about being in a long-term relationship. Like, is it's the good part and the bad part. So like you have to do all of the growing that you do from 15 to 28. That's you literally become yourself. So most people do that alone. They do that through different experiences with different
Yeah.
people,
Yeah, there
different
you go.
friends.
Just dating.
You know what I mean? Like it's kind of crazy how we've managed to like become who we are and still like grow with those same people.
Yeah.
Right.
Keep these same relationships, you know, same friendships, all of that. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and
I was
go ahead.
just actually thinking of the other day, like 2007 was a rough year for me.
Oh.
Like my mom passed away in April, and I think I mean, just to clarify, I don't believe in God or anything like that, and I'm sure a lot of people know that, and if I offend you, I'm sorry, but the universe brought her to me. I needed her, and the universe delivered. Like, it's the craziest thing ever.
Yeah, and I agree, man. Like for me,
My mother passed away in April, and we went to the same high school, same middle school, like for years. I didn't know who she was. I didn't know I didn't know her name. I didn't know she existed.
So how'd you guys meet?
Well,
Like, what was the first time that you started exchanging energy? You know what I'm saying?
Well, that probably May 2007.
And why? Because it was high school at the end
It
of the
was
year?
high school. Well, what happened was, it's kind of complicated. I had Spanish like 4 or 5, and our Spanish teacher was a fucking idiot and didn't teach us shit from like 1 through 4. So the worksheets were in literal Spanish. And I'm fucking Mexican and Puerto Rican, but I'm a coconut, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm brown, I tan good. I don't know shit about the language.
I think
Just
all
tacos
of you
and
guys are
burritos.
coconuts.
Yeah.
Nikki might be the least coconut.
So we're sitting there, and these worksheets are in like 100% Spanish, and I can't read it. And I went to the teacher and said, "Hey, look, I know I've been in your class for 4 years, and you don't really give a shit about anything, and gave me like a decent grade so I would pass. But I didn't learn shit because you weren't teaching shit." So shout out to Lincoln Park teaching, because everybody knows how that goes.
Hey, Lincoln Park's cool.
You didn't go there.
I
So.
didn't. It's nice. It looks nice. It's better than
It
Truman.
looks really nice, but yeah.
Truman's trash.
And the teacher said, I don't know what to tell you. So I said, well, I know what to tell you. Fuck this stupid ass class. Send me to the fucking, my assistant principal's office, and we'll figure something out, because I'm not going to do this for the rest of the year. This is retarded.
You were that much of a rebel, bro?
Dude,
Remember, I didn't go to high school with you, so I
I
don't
was
know
fed
how
up.
you were in high
I was
school.
fed up. This is when I my mom was sick at the time.
Yeah.
So I was just like, no, like, I don't give a fuck about anything right now. So she sent me to my assistant principal's office, and I said, look, I can't handle this fucking class. It's a joke. Just put me in in-house suspension for 6th hour for the rest of the year. I don't give a fuck.
Damn, dude.
And he said, you'll lose half a credit. I'm like, dude, I have all my credits up until now. Half a credit's not going to stop me from graduating. Just, I don't want this class anymore. He said, okay, so how about you just go home after 5th hour? And I was like, what? That's an option?
What game was hot back
I was
then? What
like,
video game was
what?
hot back in 07?
At the time, I wasn't really playing games like that. Yeah, so I was like, okay, cool. So there were days where my mom was able to pick me up after 5th hour. There were days where she wasn't. And this is when I lived all the way down on 4th Street in Goddard. And that's like a far walk for a chubby high school kid.
Yeah, it's fine.
So sometimes I would go. My 5th hour was like a science class, right? And I would stay in that from 5th hour to 6th hour was science. 6th hour I obviously didn't have. So the days my mom didn't pick me up after 5th hour, I would hang out with my boy Josh in his science class.
Josh who?
Stoddard.
Okay.
Which was the same science class that I had in 5th hour. So I would just literally stay in the same class for 2 hours. And one day I saw her in that class, and I was like, Josh, like, who is that? Like, no, like literally, I know this sounds really cliche and stupid.
Here we go.
But it was like, I was like blown away.
Damn.
Like it's probably the closest thing that you can compare to love at first sight. Because
She's perfect.
literally, like, I was like, shawty got a smile, you know what I'm saying? And then she got up to sharpen her pencil. I was like, shawty got an ass too. So I was like, really like, wow. And I knew the girl sitting next to her like very well, because we kind of grew up together. And I was like, Hannah, come here. She's like, what? I'm like, who is that girl? Like, who is she? What's her name? She's like, I think her name is Nikki. And I was like, okay, that's not going to help. What's her last name? Cruz. I'm like,
Because you were going to search her on MySpace?
I'm going to search her on MySpace. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, right.
I need the last name. I can't.
Right. So, she comes up to me and she tells me, oh, and I think she just broke up with her boyfriend. I was just like,
Who was your boyfriend? I'm curious. What was his name? What was his name?
Justin.
Justin, what's his last name?
you can't out his last. You can't say his last name, you fucking idiot.
All right, my bad.
Jesus Christ.
My bad.
Anyway, that was
I know, that's what I'm saying. 13.
that was a joke relationship.
Right.
Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that. But
I'm really glad Justin's not here right now.
yeah, well, thank you. So and it was just like, boom, like, this is her name. I have her name. Her and her boyfriend just broke up,
Yeah.
and by this time it's like May. My mom had just passed. I took like 2 weeks off school. I came back. And all my teachers are really cool. They're like, hey, you had some tests and shit or whatever, but we passed. We know what's going on. I'm like,
They passed you? You don't have to do the
dude,
test?
dude, yeah, like,
Damn, that's hot. Shout out to LP High there.
no, seriously, shout out to, he's probably never going to hear it, but Mr. Cowell
Hey.
was the man, dude. He actually taught my mom. His first year of teaching at LPHS was my mom's class. So he knew her and he knew what was going on. I was like, hey, Cowell, what's up? I'm back, what did I miss? And he's like, oh, we had a couple tests, bullshit. I gave you B's on them.
Oh,
I was like, you're
shout
the
out.
man, dude. Real talk, you're the man. But like I said, yeah, like the universe like plucked her from 7 billion people and just hand delivered it to me, like on a silver platter. When I needed her the most, she was there.
Right.
And I've been with her ever since.
Damn. How was that, Nikki, for you? She's speechless.
Oh, you mean for
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when we first met?
What did you think of him?
Go ahead.
I'm serious. I want to know the other side because we're gonna tell ours here in a little bit. And I'm
No,
sure
I
people are
mean,
interested.
honestly, though, when I first saw him, he literally would not stop staring at me. So I
telling you, bro.
I
You still got up to sharpen that pencil though, so don't have that shy, girl, because that was how you strut back in the
Bro,
day.
I was fucking shook. I couldn't stop staring. Like,
Well, you got to remember, too, I had just broken up with my boyfriend, so, like, I wasn't in any, like, mindset to even, like, start anything. But he literally would not stop staring at me, so I was like, wow, this guy's a creep. Like, I really did think he was a creep.
Which I can see now because literally, like, I was, like low-key, like, drooling.
So-
like,
But who made that first move, though?
Yeah.
she did.
Wow.
She did because, well, hold up. I found her. I
I'm
found her
interested. She's
on.
smiling.
I
Nikki's
found her on
smiling from ear to ear,
MySpace.
man.
Right? I found her on MySpace.
Love.
And it was actually on another person's profile. I was like, Nikki. I'm like, oh my god, it's her.
Hey, wait. Did she have the hair swiped over her forehead?
No.
Because she was an emo chick?
No. See, this is gonna come up. These kids from Taylor don't really know what emo and scene is. They grew up a little different.
Yeah, we were hood and like country.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was Taylor. That was hood and country. There was no emo scene in Taylor.
Nick says emo because Nikki had dark hair, wore skinny jeans, and wore a band hoodie. That makes her emo. So
Yeah.
just for the audience listening to that what they think Nick thinks emo is, so they know
So,
he's.
I'm just curious for you is what made you make the first move? Like, what was it?
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
don't know
what
if I've
got
even
you?
heard this story.
Never, yeah.
His last day of school, you know how they do like a senior walk?
Yeah.
Well, all the other classes stand out in the hallway and they watch them go.
Oh no.
Well, I
We never did that. at
literally,
Truman.
he walked by my class.
think-
I'm assuming because he knew it was my class, and I saw him wink at me. But when I saw him, like, I don't know, I did think he was really cute. So then when he added, I
added you.
When he added me,
That was the first hit, though.
That was the
That
first-
was the first attempt.
Yeah, I
'Cause
mean,
see,
technically.
kids, we started this.
The wink.
Like the whole internet
Yeah.
social
The wink.
thing.
Yeah, like
I
a
winked.
poke.
Like, basically, it was like a poke, basically.
Yeah, pretty
Like,
much.
I'm making my rounds. I gotta go past Lumley's class last because I know she's gonna be in the hallway. She's got people and my friends. So literally, like, I'm walking, and I swear to God, it was tunnel vision, bro. Like, all I see is her. Like, everything else is fuck everything else. I'm looking right at her. And as soon as her eyes fucking meet mine, I wink, I smile, and I keep walking.
Yeah, bro.
I just keep walking like, yeah, just do that shit. What's up? So then, like, a couple weeks later, I found her on MySpace because I tried searching her and I couldn't find her because her display name was something else. I don't know. I don't remember. But I found her on one of these girls I was friends with. I saw her comment on her picture and I was like,
Fuck yes, jackpot.
yes, oh my God, it's her, holy shit. So I was like, boom, send request, boom. She fucking accepted, like, boom, like she was at her computer waiting or some shit, like it was crazy.
Well, yeah, people stood at their computer back in the day. Like
Yeah.
we didn't
the
have
refresh.
phones. We were on the chair.
We had no notifications, right? So you're sitting there. If you want to know if you had new messages or friend requests or anything, refresh the page.
Yeah.
It's the only way you knew. The shit didn't just refresh on its
Not
own.
on
There
its own.
were
You had
no
to refresh yourself.
notifications.
Yeah, you're right. I never realized that.
It's so crazy.
Yeah,
It's so
we weren't
crazy to think
notified.
that.
We're too notified now.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck, I
So
hate being
that was
notified.
so just a quick refresher. May, I see her for the first time. I'm drooling, freaking out, shook. June, walking down the hallway, tunnel vision, boom, wink, smile, walk. Same June, holy shit, I found her on MySpace. Holy shit, I added her. Holy shit, she accepted.
The dope timeline.
July, silence.
Yeah, summer.
Actually,
It was summer.
it was like mostly silence. End of July, she comments on my MySpace, unwarranted,
On a picture?
completely. Yes, because you couldn't like shit back then.
Right,
Was
you
it
had
like
a comment.
cutie with the semicolon? And
It was
the
hey,
you
edge?
cutie,
literally had
smiley
a
face.
comment. That clicks a
It
little
was
easy.
it was a real ass comment.
But a comment is legit.
Legit, because I mean, it wasn't on my picture. Because I know she probably wanted to be like, I don't want to do it on a picture because I don't want her to think I'm like needy or some shit. So it was like literally on my MySpace wall, like my profile.
Yep.
She was like, I remember waking up after a long ass night of playing Halo 2, and with my cousin Brandon, and we would just stay up all night. But I remember waking up. My Aunt Janae was over. She was cleaning up the house because it was a fucking wreck because me and my dad, my brother were slobs. My mom was gone. We didn't give a shit about shit for a while.
Yeah,
But she
yeah.
was over
Yeah,
and she was like, hey, you want some lunch? I'm like, yeah, cool. Go to the fucking computer, my big ass E-machine, big old tube ass
Yeah.
Little
computer.
did you know what you would find.
Sign into MySpace. New messages, new picture comments, new fucking
That shit felt
new
so good,
bulletin
too.
replies, whatever, blah, blah,
Oh,
blah.
dude, those they did like the way that MySpace like delivered the notification.
Oh, yeah,
I
it's
think that
great.
because
Different
we were
colors.
a little less desensitized to it as we are now.
Yeah.
Like, I used to be so excited. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
we used to get high off it, dude. Think about it. That is how simple it is. Like we get high off likes and comments and shit. Like back then, it was fresh to us. It was like, bam.
Well, no, we don't get high off it now. We got high off it back then.
We're used to it now. We still get a little high. We just don't feel it as
I
much.
don't. I don't feel shit from it.
Shout out to
I
my
don't
people
care.
on Facebook.
I don't care. But
it's like, Cat, I posted that picture of me and Jumbo and it got 50 likes, Cat, 50.
oh, 50 likes into my veins.
It's actually low. Like,
Yeah,
it's kind of
I
cute
don't
because I
care
think
about
he's on
that
the
shit.
other side of it, so now he kind of just sounds like an old man.
Yeah.
So, like, it's kind of cute.
Yeah.
I got 50 likes on that picture,
Dude.
I don't
Cat.
know what those thumbs up made.
Well, I even got a
I
couple
just-
of hearts.
I just like having a good time, so
Right, yeah.
felt good. Felt good to
Bless
take
your
the
heart.
picture.
No, I mean, the picture's dope. I love the picture. I'm saying that's your beat tape album cover, easily.
Yeah. It's coming
But
out there.
as far as notifications go, I don't give a shit. But I gave a shit back then.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
back then, it was a whole new concept.
Yep.
So, you know, I see the new comment, boom, there it is. Hey, cutie, smiley face. So I was like,
Fucking nailed it. Do I
I'm-
know this
I-
bitch or what?
I stood up and I was like, oh, I'm fucking in that shit. Like, I was like so excited. I responded, nothing much, you. And then from there we talked. And keep in mind, this is like
Did you say nothing much or just NM?
no, I said nothing much. I wasn't like a HMU type person. I am now as like a fucking meme and a joke. But back then I wasn't like that. But from there, so keep in mind this is mid-July. Our relationship date is September 20th. It took me 2 months, bro, to try to get this girl alone because she was so far up her sister's ass.
What sister?
Erica.
Okay.
So, and I respect that. Her sister's protective. Yeah, I love Erica. She's
Yeah, I
my
love
sister
Erica.
now.
She's a cool girl.
She's the older sister I've always wanted. I love her to death.
So chill.
But back then, I was like, oh my God, dude. Like,
Yeah,
because
18-year-old
I'm old
Chris was
school,
like,
dude.
bitch.
No, I was 17.
Okay.
I'm old school, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that was my mentality. Like, I need to get her alone, just me and her,
You are like
straight
that.
up, hey, do you want to be my girlfriend? And, like, it just wasn't happening because she was always with her friends. And, like, I had chased her around the city.
So
like,
where did you guys hang out at though? Like you guys dated obviously for that 2 months, right?
no.
No, that's what he's saying. It took that long.
It took
to
2
get
months
an
for me
actual
to
date.
actually ask her out.
Okay.
Yeah. But after that, we would go to Bishop Park in Wyandotte. We put soap in the fucking fountain and soap out on Biddle.
Well, let's just go back a little. His first question when he got me alone was, "Will you marry me?"
Yeah, 'cause
That was
that
his
was
first
hard.
question. And I
I
was
was
like,
nervous.
"What? No."
Because
It
I
was a
knew.
joke. It was a joke. I like it.
I was
get
like,
it.
"No,
I get
he
it.
definitely, yeah, he."
Well, I was setting myself up because I knew if she said no to that I might have a chance with the girlfriend thing.
Right.
So if you don't want to lead with "Will you be my girlfriend?" and then you get a no, you're
That's
crushed. So like, just get crushed early and ask a question that you know she's gonna say no to, and then come back with the actual question.
A little game for all you little fellas out there.
So yeah, a little bit of married man game
For all the tadpoles.
Yeah. So I was like, will you marry me? And by this time, her sister had texted her, I'm on my way. Her Metro PCS Nokia flip phone.
Yeah.
I'm on my way. And I'm like, fuck, what do I do? We're in my room, and I'm like showing her fucking all my cool shit in my room.
So you're on a timeline right now.
I was like, boom, right,
bullets.
like I saw her check her fucking phone. I'm like, fuck, Erica's on the way, bro, to ruin everything. so I'm like, will you marry me? She goes, no, I don't even know you. Like she was like being funny and super
I could
cute.
see it, yeah.
And after that, my fucking face is beat red. I'm sweating. I don't think I've never actually asked a girl out in person at this point. I dated 2 girls before her. One was a fucking circle yes or no. One was out over. I asked another girl out on AIM.
Yep.
So like it was never in person. This is my first fucking time ever.
I'm
like
feeling pressure right now.
So I'm like freaking the fuck out. Her sister honks the horn, meep, meep, outside.
Oh, now it's deadline.
She's walking up the stairs, bro. She goes, I gotta go. And I'm like, fuck, my heart's like really fucking like pounding, bro. So she goes to walk up the stairs, and it's like a movie. I grab her by the hand. I turn her around, and I look at her in her eyes, and I'm like, do you want to be my girlfriend? And she's like, yes.
Heart melted.
I was like,
Bro, honestly, you
I'm
should see them
cheesing.
both now, though, y'all, because they look cute as fuck.
Dude, I can't stop smiling. It's hurting.
So I
Nikki's
walk
like
her
got her
out.
legs up in the air, like
Yeah, you guys didn't see Nikki. She's geeked.
fucking geeked.
I walk her out, give her the first smooch.
And did she say? Well, how'd you say it? What'd you say?
Well, actually, my dad was actually out on the porch, just hanging out on,
Yeah.
on our front porch over on Monty. Shout out neighborhood Monty.
Let's go.
Gang, gang.
Seriously.
So we're fucking. My dad's sitting there, and she walks out, and I'm like, she's about to leave. I'm like, I stop her again. I'm like, what? I said, where's my kiss? And boom,
Damn,
kiss.
can it get any better?
Bro, it's like, I swear to God, it's like a Disney.
Dude,
movie.
ours ain't that good, fool.
It's like it's like
So if y'all don't know, I call my girlfriend. Oh shit, my bad. I'm sorry. That's how much I love her.
we're on a topic of girlfriend. We're on a topic
Real
of
quick,
girlfriend, so.
Poop. So I call her Poop. That's like a little. I'm sorry, Pops over. I call her Poop. It's our nickname we started,
Okay,
but
so
we'll explain it later.
But yeah,
I'll explain to you the origin of
right.
booty.
Oh,
Yeah, go
great!
ahead.
I'm excited about that because I don't know that myself. So
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, they have me.
It's not that cool, guys. I was
no, well, I'm still it's still something to be excited
Dude,
about.
you told a hell of a story, bro.
So,
yeah.
I can't even.
dude, it's
So,
great.
all
I
right,
kissed her
so-
once, then I kissed her twice,
Ooh.
and then she went. My dad was like, "Who was that?"
Yeah.
I was like,
that's my motherfucker.
I was like, "That's my
My
girlfriend, bro." You know what I'm saying? You know,
Oh, come on.
so it's dope, dude.
Man, your
so
dad's
good.
even part of the story.
Yeah.
Right?
And
Shout out to Pops. Rest in
real
peace,
quick though, before I end this story, let you guys get into yours. Everybody knows August, Lincoln Park was Lincoln Park Days,
LP
right?
days, shout out.
LP days.
We were fresh out of high school, so that was the spot. That was like the fucking spot.
Yep.
So we're up there hanging out or whatever.
We weren't dating yet.
We weren't dating yet because it was August. So my cousin was there, and I was hanging out with her up front, and I was like, blah blah blah, and she texted me, I'm in the back by the beer tent. And I'm like, tight, let's go. So I told my cousin, I'm like, all right, I gotta go. I'm meeting up with this girl.
What cousin was it?
My cousin Kathy.
Okay.
I don't talk to her anymore. It's weird, but
All right.
we're I'm about to take off. She goes, where are you going? I'm like, going to meet up with this girl. She goes, what girl? I was like, my future wife.
Damn.
I think that you have told me that story.
And another
Wow.
thing too.
Bro, he manifested this hard.
Yeah, dude. And another thing too, my boy Josh, shout out to my boy Josh Qualls, he was on the phone with her because I was like fucking distraught because I was like, you guys don't understand. It's another really long story, but
Go
I
ahead,
had
man.
to,
We could do this in episodes, man. We
I
ain't
had
worried,
to,
bro.
I had to chase this fucking girl all around downriver, bro. Because when she was with her friend and her sister drove. Nobody else drove because we were all still young. She would be like going from fucking spot to spot, and here I am walking everywhere. So there was this one instance where I was over on Champaign and 4th Street at my boy Steve's house, and she was like, "Hey, so and so is having a fucking bonfire. Come through."
Ooh.
All right, cool. So we're walking. so and so lives on fucking Goddard and Dix. That's pretty far to walk.
Hey, that's like 5
Am I
miles,
wrong?
dude.
That's far.
It's a far walk.
So we start walking, me, Josh, and my boy Steve, and
Like,
some other
bro,
people.
sorry guys, we gotta fucking go. This has
Well,
to be done.
my boy Josh was really into her friend too.
Bro,
So
get
it
this
was
real
kind of
quick.
like,
That was your
okay.
Lord of the Rings trip, bro.
It was.
It really was.
It was.
Think about it.
So we're on our way to Mordor, right? AKA the girls' house
That's it.
for the bonfire. We're on our fucking way to Mordor, right?
That's great.
So we get there, and my boy Josh hits up her friend who he's like trying to get with, and she goes, "Well, we just left." I'm like, "Fucking
Oh, she was
what? Fucking what? You just left? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you just made me fucking walk 97 miles to fucking home me out, dude." So I was like,
This
fuck.
ain't easy.
Dude,
Oh,
I was
shit.
like about to throw in the fucking towel.
Yeah.
My boy Josh was like, "No, don't, fucking
shout out
keep
Josh.
going, bro." And he called her because I'm like, "Bro, she won't give me the fucking time of day. Like, I'm really trying to get her alone. I'm old school. I want to ask her out in person." So he calls her, and he's like, just give the time of day. Who knows? She said, he goes, "Give the kid 10 minutes. Who knows? You might end up marrying him." Shout out to my boy Josh Qualls.
Wow.
He was fucking right, dude.
We're gonna tag him in this so he can listen to it.
I'll
That's
take
He
it.
always
good.
pops up
Seriously.
in my people you may know.
I
but
love
I
that
don't
kid.
think
I
that
love
I know
that kid.
him.
A lot of respect for that kid, man.
Cool.
He's a good kid.
That's really cool.
He is.
What a good guy.
So yeah, that's the Chronicles of the Cargills.
That is
Cargill
insane,
Chronicles.
man.
Yeah, Cargill.
I mean, I think Chris told your story. Do you want me to tell her, or do you want to say it? I mean,
I think that
It's your podcast, I'm sorry.
It would be kind of cool
To hear it from me?
you say it. Yeah,
Okay.
but like,
Yeah,
just
I like that.
Yeah, go ahead.
all right. One word after these sponsors. We're gonna be right back. We got a sponsor. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. You can be there. You can be in that spot right there.
Yeah, you could be here. All right, so I think that it was really cool to hear Chris's side of things, because I don't know, like what we were just saying a second ago. Nick and I, we were like, well, we've heard it all, but like in pieces. So I've never seen it like chronological order laid out. The suspense, like I was even like shit on the edge of my seat, and I obviously know how the story ends. Like
Right, yeah.
I've been a part
And
of
it's
it.
good to hear like the guy's side of the story, because you
Yeah.
know girls are like, we met this way,
Right, and girls are like will like share stuff like that all the time. So it's cute when you guys take a moment for us to be like soft and mushy because you
Yeah.
know we need that.
We love
shit.
you guys.
Well, that's my
Yeah.
thing. I'm emotional, man.
You
Like,
are.
He is.
I like
What's your sign? What's your astrology sign?
Ooh,
Libra.
yeah,
Libra.
Huh?
Libra.
So you're the scales?
Yep. So like,
you're the scale.
I get that from my dad for sure, because my dad would watch like Extreme Makeover Home Edition, and it'd be like a family that's like really poor, and like they're like, move that bus, and it's like a beautiful house, and my
Oh, I
dad would
fucking
just
love
like
those shows,
my dad would just like
seriously.
cry. My dad cried at American Idol, like all kinds of stuff. So like,
Yeah,
I'm
Pops cried at American Idol.
super emotional.
Yeah,
just
you
like my
definitely
dad,
got
dude.
that from him.
I used to always cry watching The Biggest Loser.
Like if I like, there's certain things like just the most random shit. Like if I hear a song from like the year that we got together that reminds me of her, I'll like start choking up.
You know, there's been a couple times where I've been like that. You know what I mean? Like where I've been in an emotional state alone like that, and
Right.
it's you know, even though we're big bad dudes, it happens every once in a while. I can remember when we were getting married, we were engaged, and John Legend, me and Kat really liked John Legend. We've liked him for a while, and he came out with his new album. What was that album called?
It was all in the album,
Oh.
but that's not what
No, I know, no, but I'm telling the story. What was the album called?
All of Me.
All of Me, okay. Well, the song All of Me, and I was driving to her work because I was seeing her on her break or something like that, and I listened to the album. I bought the album and I listened to it, and then that song came on, All of Me, and this was before
it's
it like
Made
hit
to Love.
Made to Love album, but All of Me came on
Dumb.
the CD, and it was before it was big on like the singles and everything. It was like just a little bit before, and I listened to the piano riff, and I was like, yeah, that's gonna be not our wedding song, but it's gonna be something we walked down to it, and I had an emotional
I
moment
walked
in that
down to
song.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, she walked down to it. So
music
can do that to you, man.
definitely.
It's big.
So let's hear it.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
So go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, take me back.
Go ahead. Okay.
Pre
So
Mr. Pooty days.
Yeah,
Single
so-
Pooty days.
no. So for me, growing up, like I said, I moved around schools and everything like that. So when I established at Truman in 9th grade, that's where I really started. Obviously, growing up, 9th grade, you're 13 years old or whatever. But I didn't meet Cat until 10th grade, and we met first semester. It was a history class, and I like to say,
Mr. Detmer.
it was history after that. And
The rest is history.
the rest was history. But yeah, I think it was, and I think it was second hour, I believe.
Oh God, I don't.
I have a good I like my memory. I think it was second hour, Mr. Detmer's class in 10th grade, and I remember when she walked in the door. Really.
Yeah, it's not something you forget ever.
No. So she walked in the door, and I something in the back, and I'm gonna be honest. This is what I always say. I'm gonna be truthful. She had a nice chest. Yeah. Like, I'm not even fronting, okay? Look, that's how it starts, all right? We're men, all right? I'm sorry, okay?
We're all animals.
We're all animals. You like something about that person, and but she had a nice chest, and but other than that, so we sat far apart. She sat on the other side of the room, and I sat on the other side. When I was a kid, I'm pretty much now similar. I'm outgoing, so I like to talk. I like to make people laugh, and so I was like that in class, and I think she noticed it from across the room. And so
Yeah,
at least, so you noticed me.
I would talk with my friends about you, and I was like, "Oh my God, Nick is so annoying."
Yeah.
Then I was like, "Kind of cute though."
Yeah, because I had a lot of energy. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of energy, and I was making people laugh, and I noticed that she'd be looking at me. You would look on my side and be annoyed and
there's
stuff.
no not looking at.
And yeah, so then we progressed throughout the semester, and then what happened was Christmas came around, and right before Christmas break, she put a picture on my picture phone. She took a picture.
Me and my friend. Well, okay, so this is why though. This is how long ago this was. He got a camera phone.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was 2005. We thought that was cool as fuck. So me and my friend were like, "Hey, selfie, pre-selfie being a thing." So we took a selfie and saved
Shout out
it
to
as
Mary
the
Roby.
as the background on his phone.
So when I got my phone back, I noticed it was my background, and I'm thinking, there's my chance.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was my chance. And so when she put the picture on my phone, I was like, okay. She's putting her picture on my phone and setting it as my wallpaper, okay? And so I took it as this is her little signal, right? Little, here I am interested in you. So then what happened was Christmas break happened. And so we split up, whatever. We still had computers, and we were talking a little bit on the computer here and there.
Yeah,
Where
we had AIM.
Oh, yeah,
But
AIM.
after 10 p.m., I had to log into my mom's screen name because I had parental locks.
Yeah, not me.
For
I grew up
sure. I
totally
wasn't allowed
different.
on more than
Yep.
2 hours a day. Totally
Ooh,
would time
yikes.
you. Yep. And after 10 p.m., it would automatically kick you off.
So what happened
But
was
sometimes I'd break the law and sign into my
Good.
mom's screen name.
And look where it got you. That's great. Breaking the law is okay sometimes, kids.
It's okay. But what?
rebel sometimes.
No, don't listen to that. I'm just kidding. Never break the law.
Stay in school.
So she put the picture on my phone. We split. Winter break came, Christmas break, whatever. And I went up north to my pop's house. He lived in Interlochen, and so I went up there for Christmas for a couple weeks. And once she put that picture on my phone, we started communicating more and more, and we were texting over AIM and messaging and everything. And then one night on was it December 30th, 2015? That was
weirdly
13
enough,
years.
I was at Mary's house again.
That was about 13 years ago, or 12 and a half, or whatever. I think we count years ahead now.
I think so too, and
Yeah.
I confused myself.
So I think it
in
might even be
December,
12 years.
it'll be 13.
Okay.
Right.
So this December it will be 13. So we've been saying it for a year now. But from that day, I asked her. I actually called you on the phone. That's at least
Yeah,
I asked you over a voice. I knew that too. I was like, I'm not gonna ask her over messaging. I mean, even back then, I knew that was gay, or not gay. I'm sorry, it was bad. But but so I asked her over phone, and she accepted. And Mary, you were actually at Mary's house, the same person that you took the picture with. You were hanging out with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were at her house, and you were staying the night, and we would just communicate all night and call and talk and giggle, and then finally at 12:15 a.m. I popped a question.
Giggle,
I said,
giggled and stuff?
giggled. I was saying we were
Have
out,
a little giggle, mate.
and so I asked her, and she said, "Yeah, I'll be your girlfriend." And then I came back, and we started dating.
Oh,
I mean, it's not you told a hell of a story. Ours
The
is
day,
pretty
though,
simple.
you left out my favorite part that
Go
I like
ahead.
to tell people is the day that I sent that I saved that picture on your phone. Your friend requested me on MySpace,
Oh,
and I
nice.
accepted. And then he sent me this brown ass
Oh, God, here
hand
we go.
on my wall, and it said "rock on."
Yeah, it was one of them
My God.
HTML hands.
Yeah,
you know
that
what
was
I'm saying?
that was
Yes.
his first move. Was like rock on.
Yeah.
Brown ass hand.
It was the same thing that Nikki did.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
she put a little comment on
No,
your
it's
wall. That's what I did, but it was a rocking hand. It was a guy rocking out.
You
know what I'm
rock?
saying?
You cannot compare her cute comment to your fucking rock on, dude comment.
God, I wish that I
Oh
could
my
like
God.
go back and screenshot it. I need it for the rest of my life.
But yeah, I mean, after that,
you know.
hey, honestly, you can't even log on to MySpace anymore. I tried.
You can log on.
I can't see any comments, anything, because if you can go
Well,
back
no,
there,
you can't see comments or anything. But
that's a lot of history, man. They should open that
It
up.
is.
If this
He
gets
used
to
to be on there,
MySpace,
and he
open
was
up.
like, "Sorry, Cat, I can't hang out with you today. I didn't clean my room, so my mom won't drive me over."
Yeah, there's shit like that all on there. So, but it's been 13 years, and that's where our origins started.
oh yeah,
It's pretty much where it started.
So we talked about Nick and Chris's friendships, and then we talked about how they met, how we met. So another kind of funny, cute story, whatever. It would be how like Nikki and I met. So of course, like Nick and Chris were friends. So he was like, "Hey man, what you doing tonight?" And then Nick was like, "Hey Kat, like Chris is gonna come over and bring his girlfriend." And I was like, "Man, I'm trying to hang out with this emo girl." We go back to, okay, I was from Taylor, so apparently people from
The
Taylor
emo
don't
thing.
know what that means. Huh?
Yeah, we really had a perception of Lincoln
It's
Park.
very-
And I grew up there,
It's
and I knew they were
bizarre,
kind of out.
man.
They had a good scene, a music scene, a band scene.
oh yeah.
So they were all emo and hardcore and all that. And
Oh, it was the day we got Sam. So that's how me and Nikki
Yeah.
keep markers. I got Abby when I got Nick, and I got Sam when I met Nikki.
what's
So,
a martyr?
like,
Marker.
Marker. Okay, that's like something in your relationship or something.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I remember how old Abby is because it's how long we've been together.
Oh, okay,
And vice
okay.
versa. And I remember how old Sam is because it's how long me and Nikki have been friends.
Gotcha.
And
Remember,
vice
there's a
versa.
day. I remember, it's kind of weird. I remember we got like McDonald's that day too.
I know
Yeah.
that was like our first
Like
So
double
every time-
date was
Dang.
McDonald's.
Every time I get a dog, I meet someone new and significant in my life.
I think I remember
No
what I
new
ordered
friends.
too.
'Cause my dogs are
Two
old.
double cheeseburgers with mac sauce,
Yeah, boy.
a supersized fry, a large ass drink. Oh, and what else I used to get? I used to get something else. It was
I don't know, but I would get like
A
a
lot.
double cheeseburger,
Yeah.
fries, chicken nuggets.
Dude,
one
when you
of
were
those
kids, that's all
fucking
you went. You
cinnamon
went to
things.
McDonald's.
All we
and-
did was eat, and that's
and
why I
eat
was
cheap,
fat.
cheap shit.
I mean, fatter.
Well, most people, even like that young, your first double dates, like a Coney Island.
Yeah.
Ours was
Yeah.
McDonald's.
They're like, let's
Yeah,
go to
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Ours is
They're like,
McDonald's
fuck
and
this.
something
I
on
got
TV in
dollar
the
menu
basement.
money
I mean,
right
so
now.
so do you guys like remember the energy that when you guys first met? Like, what was the energy like? Do you remember that at all?
No, because I was super
No.
shy.
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
for
You're
me,
still shy.
Yeah.
for me, it was. I feel like I was probably super shy, but I don't really remember.
When
I
did
feel
you-
like
I
you've
mean-
gone
my first
from like
thought.
shy to like soft spoken. I don't feel like you're necessarily shy anymore, but you are soft spoken. Like you only speak when you feel
She's
like
shy.
you like need to. I think that's kind of cool. The rest of Nick and I, we overtalk. I don't want to speak
And
for
then-
Chris.
and
'cause he
it's 'cause
doesn't-
we've grown
I wouldn't say he
together.
overtalks, but Nick and I definitely overtalk.
I've definitely rubbed off on you on that.
Oh my god.
I have. I'm
Okay, so
sorry.
that
I'm
is one
sorry.
thing.
It's what you
So-
grow. You grow
Okay,
together.
So when we first started dating, this is something that my mom said to me or our moms actually,
Yeah.
they play nice these days. So they were sitting out back on the patio, and they were talking about how Nick and I used to be like so different, and we've like morphed into the same person.
Oh, yeah.
And we kind of have.
Yeah, definitely. Because I get it from my mother. I have a take no shit attitude from anybody.
Definitely.
Rest
in peace,
And
Teresa.
she was very timid as far as that goes. If somebody was like, "Come over here now and hang out with me," she wouldn't want to, but she would anyway. So like, I don't want to say I trained her, but I had to get her out of that state of mind. Like, don't let people walk all over you. Don't let people treat you like shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Take no shit from nobody.
You know, I'm gonna be honest
and it
with
took
you.
me a few years. It was funny because somebody, I'm not going to say who, was like, I noticed since you've been with Chris that you've completely changed. And I was like thinking like that's kind of shit. to
This was
say
back in the
somebody.
day, right?
Yeah, this was like
Yeah,
this
no
was
one
like,
says that to us now.
No,
We're too old now.
Yeah,
Like,
this
it's
is
like-
different now. It's like
Yeah.
this
Even
was
back
like
then,
8 years.
I hate that because I don't know.
Well,
like,
it's
you
true.
grow,
It's true though. No, it's
so
true
it's
though.
not-
Because as a
You
family
don't-
member,
yeah.
if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or like if you have a brother or sister who is starting to date someone and they start changing, it's like, hold up, that ain't my brother or sister.
I don't
you know
like
what I mean? So
that
it's-
when they
I
say it,
get
there's a negative connotation behind it.
It's
and
right.
that's
It
what
was
I
very
don't like.
negative.
Yeah.
Right. So I was thinking, and I heard her response was like, I was like, that's when I knew I had succeeded.
Okay.
She
Succeeded
said-
in training your wife?
Not training, but
How to
teaching
train your
her
wife.
how to stand up for herself.
Yeah, yeah.
More or less.
I think it's because
her response was, Chris didn't change anything. He helped me realize that I shouldn't take shit from people and get walked all over, and I'm fucking done with that.
Right.
And I remember that response, and I was just like, yes.
Wow.
Like,
Wow, that's big.
It's great.
I think it's the way we were raised, though. I think. You know?
Oh, yeah,
I think
our-
for me
our
and you and
mothers-
our
our
moms
mothers, yeah.
and just the way we were just. I mean, it was good. It was rough. You know what I'm saying? It was rough, but it did teach us that you don't take shit
Nope.
from disrespect. Really, right?
Yeah, it's more or less a disrespecting.
Yeah, like we know
If
when
you
something.
honestly, and I know there's this whole thing, treat others the way you want to be treated.
That's the number one rule.
Right. So if you're gonna
We learned in
if
kindergarten.
we're gonna, and I know this podcast is about positivity and stuff, which is beautiful. I love to be positive, and it's very much consumed my life as of late, and it's making me a better person. But if you disrespect me, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be a disrespectful asshole, you are. That's what you are. You're an asshole.
I'm just laughing because I've watched Nick become like. He wouldn't. I would never say that he like let people walk on him, but he also like he was big on like, all right, I'm gonna like be the better person, just walk away, like just whatever, being a little passive if he could be.
Right.
But now like the older that he gets, he's like, nah.
Yeah.
I think though the world has beaten me down just a little bit. I'm 20.
Yeah.
I'm 27. I'm not old yet. I will never be old. But you grow from when you're 20 to 22 to 25 to 27 and even on. I'm still gonna grow, but to grow, you grow with each other. You become one each other.
Exactly. Well, like I said though, if you're gonna disrespect me, then you don't deserve my respect.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go out of my way. And yes, I understand people go through shit and they take it out on other people. I understand that. Now I understand somebody having a shitty day. You wake up on the wrong side of the bed. You take your attitude to work. You treat your coworkers like shit for that day. When it becomes a daily thing, you need to seek help and figure out what the fuck is going on with you, because I don't want to be around you because of the way you are. And that's not, and I could be the bigger person and just turn my cheek and forget if that this person's treating me like shit. But the average human being can only take so much to where they're just like, like you could try like, oh, I know this person's a fucking asshole and I know they're going to be at this party or whatever, but I'm just going to go. I'm not going to let them, control what I do or where I go. But when you go and they're there, they just put off the fucking negative vibe the whole time, and you're just like, fuck, man.
Right.
Like, just...
So you taught that to Nikki, is what you're saying. So
Yes.
Nikki's mean now.
She's not
You're
mean.
mean?
No.
No.
She's not mean. No. She's strong. She's very strong.
That's a good way to put it. Because I used to let people run all over me. But now I don't know.
You kind of got a little bit of a back.
It comes
That's a
with
good thing.
age, too,
Yeah, yeah,
though.
yeah.
It really does.
Stick
It
to
does
everyone's
come with
shit.
age.
Yeah,
She's my
sometimes
That's
old
why I'm
people can be
telling you,
mean.
like, I know that my circle is large, but like to me, like I keep my circle pretty small. Like I don't know. Maybe
that's-
it's because I feel so close. The people that I'm close with, I'm really fucking close with, and I guess that could be what I mean by that. Like I don't have people that I'm like, oh, this is my friend, like that I'm not super close with. Like I'm like just like, oh, I know that girl.
Right.
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And that's big. I mean, it's because
Yeah, like to me, the word friend can be very watered down.
Well, that's...
The word
to me-
family can be very watered
it's
down.
just
Oh,
because we
definitely.
cherish relationships.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't-
we're people who want, like, if we're gonna have a relationship, we kind of want to have a strong
An
relationship.
actual
Yeah.
relationship.
We don't have enough-
Not just, I'll see you at fucking Kroger for 10 minutes.
But
Hey,
why
how's
is
it
that?
going?
Some people
Small
are very
talk.
active and like friends, and they like
Yeah,
to
no,
have
see,
a lot of.
Now that being said, I ain't
friends.
like that either.
I don't want to feel awkward anywhere I go. I hate
That's
feeling
why.
awkward.
That's
dude.
why I avoid small talk like the fucking
Dude,
plague.
Bro, I
don't
hate
even
small
start
talk. I
on
hate
small
small
talk,
talk.
man. That's all I do all day. I sell cars. I have to small talk for
That
12 hours
sucks.
a day.
Because you know what, it's crazy now. I bet a lot of people can relate. Because I know,
Mm-hmm.
just this is the way it is. But it's like, for me anyway, You go to a store, especially locally in Lincoln Park. A lot of Lincoln Park rats still live here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Shout
I
out.
call them downriver rats. We're all downriver rats. Everybody knows each other. We'll fucking go to Kroger, see somebody I haven't seen since high school, somebody who I literally don't give a fuck about. I know that's shitty to say. And they walk up, hey, dude, what's going on, dude? What's up? I'm like, and I really just want to walk away, but I don't want to be rude. So I'm like, not much, man. Work, mortgage, car payment. How about you? Work, mortgage, car payment.
that's why I
All right,
hate
thanks. Let's get together sometime.
Like, I would just
Let's
rather
not, because it
pretend
never
like I
fucking
didn't see you.
happens. Like,
But
I would just rather
But we
pretend that I
also,
didn't
hey,
see
let's
I
wrap
know,
this
it's
back
awful.
around. Let's wrap it back around. We also have to be positive.
Well,
Okay,
yeah.
Just because we don't like to do it, sometimes you have to do it.
I think that
Exactly,
we're allowed
that's
to.
you
what
want
I
to bring
do.
out some good energy.
So I do
in
feel
the
like social media has kind of been like a constant and what we've been
Yes.
talking about. But I do feel like social media allows me to kind of be that way. Like, I don't have anything to talk to you about because I see pictures of your kids every day.
Exactly.
And I know that you just went out and
Yeah.
got super drunk for your birthday. And I know that, like, your mom won an award for something. Or, like,
oh,
you
I
know,
saw
you got
you-
a new dog.
Right. I saw you guys at the bar last night on Snapchat. Wow, how was that cake you had? I saw it was on Instagram. Like, you just
Yeah, like, you already know, so
everything.
there's less to ask. Like, if you would have seen someone from, like, say you graduated in class of 82 and you run into them in 93 and you're like, hey man, how's life? I don't know that you have kids. I don't know that you're married. I don't know all these things about you. Like, now it's like, well,
We know
that's
everybody.
already done for me, so what am I
Yeah.
going to say to
Yeah.
this person? So I just
Well,
rather not.
here's the thing. I actually have a couple of friends that are completely cut off from social media. It's really bizarre to me because the social norm is to have fucking 6 accounts of things.
I know,
You know what
that's
I
kind of
mean?
sad though, right?
It is sad, but I'm not saying that I'm feeding into the fucking machine that's the man or anything, but because I could delete everything except for my Facebook right now and be unscathed. But I need Facebook because I have family members on there I don't talk to
Right.
a lot. But when I see them, it's like, hey, cool, I know how they're doing. I don't have to fucking call and small talk with them because I can just see that they're good on Facebook.
Yeah.
But a couple of my friends don't have literally anything. But I talk to them daily because we have a Discord where we all talk. We play video
So they're
games
still
and stuff.
social.
They're social, but I'm just like, I can't have a conversation with them in regards to, hey, did you see that fucking crazy ass video of that shooting
Yeah,
going
people
around
talk
on
about
Facebook?
videos all day long.
Because they don't see it. And they're like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And that's just weird to me. I
Yeah.
don't know why. It's weird to me.
See, you could just have conversations out of the blue when you're been together for 13 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so one thing that I kind of wanted your guys' opinion on, just because I feel like a lot of people, like they're sitting here and they're listening to us talk about our relationships, right? Which are obviously successful because when you make it into double-digit relationships and you're still happy, they're your best friend, you love them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's an accomplishment, right? But I have heard, I'm sure you guys have had too, just people in the past, and they're like, yeah, well, you guys don't even have kids, so like wait till you have kids. Like you won't really feel this way like when you have kids or if you have
Yeah.
kids or whatever. And I just kind of wanted your guys' thoughts and opinions on that because I feel like they almost say it in a discrediting way.
Like you
And
don't
that-
have- you don't
then
have
I also
kids.
feel like a lot of
So-
people's relationships kind of only hang on because they have kids or
Yeah, I definitely
you know what
see
I
that,
mean?
yes.
So not only does a relationship could it like hurt you if you have kids, but
Yeah,
I
we're
also
easy.
think
We
it
can
can
walk
help
away.
you if you have kids. So I don't know. I just kind of wanted your guys' thoughts
Well,
and
first
opinions
of all,
on
it's
someone
not-
that would say it in like a discrediting way.
Right. It's not that easy to just walk away, especially if you're married. So
I know, I get it, but listen, hear me out. For us, like we've been together for 13 years, right?
Right.
We can break. It would hurt, but it'd be
Right.
be
He's
technically
just talking
easy.
physically.
With
Right.
kids,
Oh,
some of these
yeah.
people who have relationships like 3-4 years, couple months, and they have kids.
Yeah.
Sometimes that bonds you together longer than you really want it to.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I think it's a testament in time for us that even though we didn't have kids, we've been still together for as long as we have.
Right.
You know, so and we're working on it. It's just a scary thing.
We're working on it.
We're not technically working on it, but it's a scary thing for me to think about having a kid still, and I don't know why. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To bring in a child into this world is a big responsibility that I think a lot of people don't really think. They think it's a natural thing, and obviously it is, but like
Right.
you just do it, right?
Well,
But
to me, I think it would be irresponsible, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and I don't mean to. This is just my opinion strictly. It would be super irresponsible to plan to have a child and with the state of the world right now. That's just my opinion. I understand accidents happen. Like, oh, I'm pregnant.
So people should just stop having kids.
I
You
mean,
know what I'm saying?
honestly, I mean, if you think about it, I don't want to get into this because this would be something for another time. But Earth's population jumped like 1 billion. Like when we were growing up, it was always, oh, there's 6 billion people on Earth. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like what we were taught. The population is growing like to like 7.2 billion people.
That's a lot, yeah.
That is too many fucking people. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's just like overpopulation, bro.
Yeah.
Like to me, that's my opinion. But it's not people should just stop having kids. But I mean, obviously, if you're well off and you're fucking, you know what I'm saying? You can, if that baby can be born with a platinum spoon in its mouth, fucking go for it.
Yeah, but some people don't have that. But I think to wrap it back around and to think about people's opinions and they look at our relationship, well, it's easy that, you know, you don't have any children, so, you know, you don't really have nothing to worry about. No, man, there's a lot of stuff to worry about in this world.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, we
You
also,
know?
like, yeah, like, we don't have that extra stress on our relationship, but we also don't have that extra, like,
Connection.
reason to want to make things work and stay together. Like, we're literally just doing it for ourselves.
I mean, I know you guys aren't planning to
That's
have kids,
kind of
right?
my viewpoint on it.
Not right
Is
now?
like,
No, never.
It can I mean,
No.
I got you. Okay.
I mean, like,
What about you, Nikki? Just don't.
well, it's like there was a point in time where I wanted kids. There was, I'm not going to lie. That was before my pops passed. That kind of changed my whole, like, outlook on things. Like, at the time, she still wanted to have kids, I think. We never really talked about it. It was never something that was just, like, openly talked about, like, around us. It's just, like, never.
Our family, like, peckers us every
Oh,
day.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
And,
Well, it's 'cause his
and you know what?
family's
Part of me is like, you know, I should. I
Right.
should have these kids for my family, right? Because I feel kind of, you know, I guess guilty a little bit. But again, I don't. You know, like, it's like, no, it's my decision.
Right.
You know? I would definitely love to see my parents with a grandchild. I would.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know,
You have that option.
well, it's crazy. It's like, if I wasn't already 28, like, I would be cool with waiting 5 more years.
right. Yeah,
but
you're in
like,
that
I don't
mindset.
want to start having kids at 33, and it sucks that I feel that way, because I mean that's kind of ass, like that. I don't know, society or my body in general or whatever. Like, there's that timeline in your head. You know what I mean? That it's like, and I don't want to be like a super old mom when like my kid's in high school and stuff like that. Like, I don't want that.
But, like, you wouldn't be, though.
I know that I'm like splitting hairs. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what's honestly like kind of inspired me is your mom. You know,
Yeah.
because and my mom, my mom was 36 when she had Cam. You know.
How old was your
Shouts to
mom when
Cam.
she
I
had
love
Keelan?
Cam. Love you, Cam.
I believe she was 41.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's late in life, I guess.
So
I mean,
yeah,
not
that I
for
try
having
to
a
think
kid.
about stuff like that, and I honestly I would like to pick her brain on it,
Yeah.
just to kind of see like how she feels as a mom, because I think that she would feel very positively on her ability to parent at her age now
Keeps her
versus
young.
her ability to
I bet
parent
you
when
she
she
was-
was young, just because she's so much wiser
But
now.
like your guys' age aside, do you guys feel pressured to have kids
Yeah,
right now?
absolutely.
Oh God, yeah.
Lot of
Literally, like
pressure.
my mom wants a grandbaby, I think, but then she also she doesn't want.
She's got a lot on her plate.
Because
She's got a lot
yeah,
on her plate.
She I think that would add a lot of stress to her because she wants to be like a good grandma and make
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
sure that she contributes and spends time
Both
with
our
them
parents.
and stuff like that. Yeah,
The ultimate grandparents.
but I think she tries to back off because your mom does not try to back off.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen your mom and
Yeah.
her not ask
No.
where the hell her grandbaby is. She buys outfits. She's bought like
Oh,
furniture.
no way.
Swear to God, yes. She's got like multiple onesies. She's got this creepy ass carriage that my child
know
will
the
never
carriage.
go in.
That carriage is dope.
That carriage was in the basement.
1920s with the
Scared.
chrome boys.
She's like,
Scared.
shit, I would have, literally, she has actually said, like, I would have preferred you guys just had, like, a teenage oopsie at this point.
Holy
She's
shit.
literally said that.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So there's a lot of pressure, you know, and it goes on us, you know.
How does that feel? How does it make you guys feel? Like, how does that work on your relationship?
Honestly, I think we would have kids. It's really on me. I think Cat is.
I
And
know
I'm gonna be
that-
honest.
I believe that,
Yeah.
but I don't, because I feel like Kat has a whole new outlook. Like,
Right now.
especially
Like
I think
recently, this
so.
is the whole thing just kind of blew up, which is a good thing.
Well,
Yeah.
you've kind of, I would assume that you have noticed a difference. and kind of how I've been. Because
Yeah.
there was like a solid like 2 years where I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like pressuring you. My ovaries were screaming at me every morning when I woke up. Like,
Well, I think you.
have a baby.
I think and this is going back to relationships, as you grow. So you were different at 15, you were different at 18, you were different at 23, and now you're different now. Right. So, you've changed, and I've changed. I mean, I went through a stretch, I think, when we were 23 to 25, where I was.
When you were 23,
I was an
kinda wanted
ass.
to beat
Like,
your ass.
I even go back and remember, like, I used to, be angry and obviously never physically hit my girl. Never.
Oh, yeah, no.
Will never do that. I'm not talking about abuse. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, arguments and fights about things.
yeah.
And,
You were intense and you were
and stuff
super
like
controlling.
that. Right. So,
Very my way or the highway.
yeah. I went through a stretch, man, where I don't know if it was my hormones or not or whatever, but I'm mellowing out now. Not, but you just change in life. And you did the same thing 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? You started getting into your mind frame that you're at now, and I've noticed it.
Thank you.
You're a lot of positivity, and I was like that back then, and then I started trying to, mold myself, and you've molded yourself over the last if I had 6-8 months, like really different. I think
The last
you're more
year it's
accepting
really
of
been-
yourself. I notice it. Like you're just very happy with you. You have days where you struggle. You'll call me.
Yeah.
You'll be struggling about the day and just really stressed.
It's
And
usually a fucking Monday.
yeah,
I hate Mondays.
and she'll call me, and I know that's where I step in, and I have to assure, and I have to say, you know what, it's just life. You're down right now. You're in a down place, but you have to keep fighting. You have to keep fighting every day.
That kind of brings
know?
me to like how I kind of hate when people say relationships are 50-50 because sometimes you
They're
have
not.
to be
It's day to
more
day.
than 50.
Go ahead.
I really do believe that. Like you have to be the backbone for a little bit when they need you.
Yep.
So I don't believe that it's
No.
always 50-50.
It's revolving.
It's very rare that it's 50-50.
It's like a chart, up and down, up and down, up and down. And what you were saying about comforting her, it's like the roles are reversed over here. Like there are days where like I lose it, dude, for nothing, and I
Yeah.
don't know why. It's a chemical imbalance. I'm sure. Should probably get it checked out. Probably won't, but
It's everything.
just
It's a little bit of everything. It's life.
and I don't want to get into like the specifics of it, but there are days where I just lay in bed and I just want to fucking cry.
Right.
And it's not because my relationship is shitty or my friends are shitty. It's just like because, and I'm gonna get into it real quick, because my parents are gone, and it's like the small things like, hey dad, I got a promotion at work today. I can't do that. I'll never be able to do that. So that piece of me is what's missing. So like I literally feel like a piece of like my soul is missing, and on some days I feel that harder than others, and I'm just useless and depressed and fucking sobbing, and just
A lot of people
can't control myself sometimes, and she's here for me, like
Yep.
and like it's insane.
It's and like Nikki said, it isn't 50-50. If people are listening and they're listening because maybe they want some tips. I don't know. I'm not gonna say this is a tip, but this is just what we notice. And if you can discuss this kind of stuff with your partner openly, that's
communication.
big.
Yeah.
Communication.
You know what I'm
is
saying? Like this
number
conversation that we're
one.
having.
Number one.
This
Is communication.
conversation that we're having in this room, people should be having this everywhere. Couples. You have conversations like where, you're down and you have to get that message out to you because that's your partner's job.
Yeah.
Is to come in and pick you up because you know what? Life is hard. And if you don't have that, you got to find it. And it's even hard if you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? But you got to find it in order to get a good balance in life because she's a soft spot for me, man. She keeps me sane.
Yes.
Every day is a hustle.
Yeah.
Every day is dog eat dog. You know what I mean? So to come home to
She's your comfort. So,
and that's what you, as a man, that's what you look for in a woman.
That's
if
the
you can do that
it's
for
the
your guy,
foundation.
if you're a girl out there and you're listening, and if you can really become that pillow for your husband or that soft place, yeah, some days you might not be more than others, but if you can do that 90% of the time, or at least try, that's what's going to make your relationship successful.
Yeah.
Apart, because it's dynamic.
I mean,
it's not
yeah.
the same thing.
That's going to make it successful, but also trusting one another as well. Like we,
Yeah, that's big.
like we. I mean, I know this is kind of silly to say, but we have locks on our phone. I mean, everybody has locks on their phone.
I don't.
No, he
Fingerprint.
You can
doesn't,
slide
and
into my
he
phone right
doesn't, and
now.
It's irresponsible.
It is.
I mean, yeah, with what goes on. But anyway, with fingerprints or whatever, I don't know her password. She doesn't know mine. She doesn't need to know mine. I don't need to know hers. I trust her. You know what I'm saying? We have separate bank accounts.
That's big. We don't.
I mean, literally, like when it comes to certain things, our relationship is 50-50.
We're different in our
When it comes
relationships
to
too.
things.
That's what's cool.
We used to share a bank account, but somewhere down the line, she got her own. I had my own, and it just kind of stayed that way. And it was like, and to be honest, around that time, we were kind of going through some shit. Like we were going through some shit. Dude. So when she got her own bank account, and we weren't like arguing over money or anything. It was something completely different. And now that I look back on it, it was fucking ridiculous. But we went through some shit last year. We're fucking fantastic now, obviously.
Yeah.
But from that point on, I don't know. Things just, it was like a really amazing thing that happened.
Yeah,
dude. I don't
I feel you.
understand it.
It's weird. I literally I told Nick I had a revelation. I woke up in bed one day and I was just looking at the ceiling and I was like, this is the best thing that's ever happened to you, and you need to do whatever you have to do to grow and flourish this. And
Yep.
and I
And
truly
sometimes,
feel that way.
fellas-
And I know that a lot of people are like, wow, I don't know. I feel like they look at it negatively, but if you are with the right person, again, and I'll always say that, giving your all and pouring your all into something and being that vulnerable, literally all of you is in that person. As long as you're with the right person,
You
you're
got
in
it. That's
good
how you.
hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to say, too, to all the single dudes out there that are listening to this or possibly listening to this, that want to better themselves as a man and as a human in their relationship with their girlfriends or fiancés or wives or anything, it is okay to be wrong. It's okay to admit that you were wrong. It's okay to go after an argument to apologize.
That's what I'm saying.
Even if you weren't wrong, which, to be honest, most things on a moral level, being wrong or right is an opinion. So if you feel like you didn't do anything wrong in that argument, it doesn't fucking matter.
Hey, Mama,
if
real
she's
quick.
upset, go to her and you tell her that you're sorry, that you were wrong, just because you want to make things better. And if you don't do that,
Yeah.
you don't
love that
you don't
person.
give a shit about that
Yeah,
person.
my mom used to say, and this is a thing too, is you gotta grow from your parents too, like how they raised you, you learn. But my mom used to say that love has no pride. She always used to tell me that. She said, "Brubby," that's how she just said, "Brubby." She called me Brubby or Clemmy, but she would say, "Brubby, love has no pride." You know, if you should be able to apologize to that person, even if they were in the wrong. But
you never show affection.
yeah. So you always have to apologize. Because for us, here's another big tip, guys out there. This will kind of piggyback on it. Is for me and Kat, what we do during the day, we fight 100,000 times a day. Every day. We argue about a million things a day. And there may be a little bit of a shouting match or a little spurt. It's never anything egregious, but it's these small little battles throughout the day where I personally believe that we let the steam out. Things never build up as a teapot for us.
Yeah, if you
and
have
blow.
the lid off a teapot, it'll
Because
never
you know what, if we're gardening together or something, and I do something stupid and she's just angry and hot and sweaty, she's gonna let me know at that time.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? You know
know what? I will say though, recently, Nikki used to be that way too. If she would be annoyed with something or something else, and I happen to push that button on accident or sometimes on purpose because I'm an asshole, she would just fucking fire off, and I would be like, oh, then we get into it.
fuel each other's fire.
But recently, I noticed, yesterday is a good example. I was giving the dogs a bath outside, right? And she was cleaning out the garage a little bit. And this is kind of shitty on my part. I saw her struggling with something. I probably should have went and helped her, but I didn't. But she persevered and she got it herself, right? And she did it. Old Nikki, because it was hot as fuck yesterday, which was It was like with a heat index 110.
Dude, it was hot as hell.
It was hot, right?
Hot as
She's
hell.
hot and sweaty, moving this thing that I totally could have helped her with, but I didn't because I was doing something else, which I could have easily stopped.
Yeah.
But just, I don't know. I was like, she can do it. I know you can do this, babe. Like, you can do it. She
I'm sure
did
you were
it.
being that
Like, no,
supportive in his
yeah,
head.
I mean, in my head, I was
Man,
being
I tried to
supportive.
fucking help that, right?
But old Nikki would have fucking dropped it. Like, could you please help me? Like,
Damn,
what
like,
the
I
hell?
never see that side of you.
Yeah, you haven't.
Hey.
But that's
Like
old.
me,
That's
though.
old Nikki though. Like, and I've noticed she has changed so much in that aspect in like the last 6 months. It's unfucking
I think it's
real.
hormonal, bro. I think we're all going through some different shit. You know what I mean?
There's something in the good old LP air. We're all just like,
it's just you grow
need
again.
to be a
From
better
you
person,
become
man.
a little bit more understanding. Like, we even started the podcast where we said we actually our wick is short now, right? We
Yeah.
said that, but now we're coming back around to where we're a little bit more understanding in our relationship.
Yeah.
It's like weird. It's like we're becoming closer to our loved ones, but a little bit further away from the world.
From the bullshit.
You know what I'm saying?
We're
We don't-
becoming the recluse that we need. to
Yeah,
be.
and I think it's a good thing
Yeah, it
because,
is.
people out there who are 23, 24, 22, they're hot in the bar scene and whatnot.
But that's the thing. I was
tough.
such a fucking bad kid in that aspect that I had done the shit that all these 23 and 24-year-old kids were doing.
Sounding old.
I was doing that shit when I was like 15, 16, 17. So like when I was 23, 24, I was ready to get married and shit. And like people my age were like, "Oh my god, why are you getting married? It's so soon." It's like
We found the one.
I did. I fucking found my rock. I found my foundation. I just, you know what I'm saying? I just everything. Like,
That's
It's
crazy.
hard to explain. I don't know. You guys will find it one day. Even if it's the most random shit ever.
yeah,
you'll
dude,
find
you don't
it.
want to let that like sit there. My aunt LaDonna, bless her heart, she said to me one day, she was like, "Well, why would he buy the cow when he gets the milk for free?" And I was like, "Bitch, if you don't marry me right now, you ain't getting this milk for free."
That's an old school mentality.
So we've been talking a lot about advice, obviously, stuff like that. So we have been baiting and putting our email out there like so much. So we got 2 emails this week, and
Oh,
we were so
nice, nice.
excited that we
who emailed?
could pee our pants. They asked me to remain anonymous.
Wow, let's
We
go.
gotta,
Shout
And
out
they
to
actually
our people.
they fit
we
in
have-
with this episode.
Yeah, so they're
both
relationship
questions,
ones,
so-
and yeah.
Wow.
So
And who is it
I
directed
thought it
to?
was pretty. Well, they're both a little different. So
Yeah.
if Nikki wants to read those, we'll see your guys' take on it.
All right. So the first one is, I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend for 8 years. He is wonderful. We are so in love, but he hasn't asked the question yet. I'm getting impatient and I'm not sure what to do. I don't want to leave my relationship, but I feel I need to take the next step in life. What can I do to get him on the same page?
Okay, I'll start with this
Go
one.
ahead. Go ahead.
See, I think for some people, and even for me, I was going through it as well. I've been with my old lady, for 13 years. So, but
Yeah, don't act like you were in a big hurry. To
no,
get
but
married.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So for me, even, and whoever this emails from, even for me, when I was like 21, 22, 23, 24, I wasn't even ready to ask the question then. I kind of, for me, it was arbitrary is what I'm trying to say. Like marriage and like that whole process, I didn't care. I'm not about that. I'm about like, look, you're my soulmate. We don't even have to have that title.
Right.
Because you're my girl and you know it, right?
Exactly.
She knew I was her girl. The assurance comes from society, right? So she's wanting acceptance from society. Now, I'm only saying this as if that guy is good to her.
Right.
If he is good to her, and she knows that, because a woman knows that, all right? And always, good to her in all ways. Okay,
She says he's
respect.
wonderful.
Right, wonderful. Then he doesn't, it's a society thing that's bothering her.
Yeah,
That's
honestly,
what I'm saying.
like,
You
Yeah,
know what I
but
mean?
at the
But-
same
but-
time, though, okay, if you walk up
Go
to
ahead.
someone and you're like, "Oh, this is my boyfriend of 13 years," I feel like they're gonna be like,
that's not what you do though. If you're together with somebody for that long, you say it's your fucking husband.
"Well,
But
that's
then
but
regardless-
why do you
It's
say
just
that?
a
You say
title.
that so that way it sounds better, right?"
You say because that's what society wants.
I know
Society
that's
wants
what I'm
everybody
saying.
to be married.
It's kind of
right.
fucked up, but I also like can't help that I've been that girl.
Yeah,
I have been that
but
girl.
did you
I
think
was
it?
like-
hold on. But did
I
you
was
think it
so
was
mad.
me? Did you think it was me? Like I didn't love you? because I wasn't popping the
I feel
question?
like there's always that underlying insecurity.
Guys
that comes
don't care
with it.
about stuff
I
like
do
that,
feel
girls.
like there is.
We don't care about the whole process, to be honest with you.
I know, but I think that you guys.
don't.
So then this person's man should have to realize, take a step back, and be like, all right, so what's going on in my woman's
that's why
mind?
you're a woman, though.
Because it can't just be the masculine viewpoint of
You
it.
guys
It's
are
not.
overthinking.
It's not a masculine. It's not a masculine view at all.
No, it's a very feminine view of asking.
Let me see this again. I'm not going to read anything like that. So she said, little over a year now. No, that's a different email.
Okay.
Anyway,
she was happy. It's been 8 years.
She's
I don't know
happy.
her age. How old is she? Because that matters too.
It
Me and
doesn't
Kat
matter.
started dating at 15. I didn't ask her to marry me until I was 23. That's
Yeah.
8 years.
So we were
But
young,
that's
so I
rare.
feel like it's a little different. But we had
Yeah.
been together for so long that it was kind of like the ovary screaming thing. Like I was like,
See, I don't
I want to
understand.
be
I don't
your
understand that at all.
wife,
So,
let's get
I don't get
married.
it.
So what do you
Why?
think, man? I mean,
Why?
I don't know. I
That's the
like
question.
being his
Why?
wife. I do. Not that I
No,
necessarily feel
I'm
different
not.
about.
I'm not
that
saying that. I'm
versus-
saying, why did you feel that way?
I don't know, natural progression, I guess.
But why is a legal document saying that you're
I
married
know
in
that
natural
it's
progression?
society. I know that it is. I'm just saying my heart's there with
I
that girl
think-
because I have felt that way.
I think for her, I think as long as that guy's treating her right and she knows that,
Yep.
it will come. Okay.
And if it doesn't come, and I mean, I don't know if that's negative to this girl or not. If it never comes, that's fine.
I don't know, man.
If you're- see,
eventually, my brother, you got to do something.
no, you don't. Listen, no, you don't.
I'm gonna be honest, but what I'm saying is, if it's gotten this far, I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, maybe start hitting around the question, because if you guys have been together 8 years, you guys should be talking about some different shit. Like
No,
you
bro,
should be able to
that's-
talk and explain. And,
That's your opinion.
Yeah,
that's
you're
your
right, I
opinion, bro.
guess.
well, I mean, that's what this is about.
My parents were together for 11 years
before they got married.
married.
yeah.
And I don't even know why they got married. They went down to the courthouse in
Right,
Ohio, tied the
right.
knot, bam, boom, boom, done. But why though? They were together for 11 years, already had 2 kids. I don't understand
It's
the
just-
purpose.
It's just society, man.
My aunt and uncle actually were together for I think 20 years,
Right.
before they got
I
married.
think when you know a couple
So
and you're
8
like, oh,
years
well, like
isn't
they're
shit.
great and whatever.
I mean, but they always
Yeah, that is
introduced
true, though.
themselves like, "This is my wife." But they weren't married.
Exactly.
But they still
did because it was so
Yeah.
fucking long.
Do they
Nobody
have any?
cared.
Do they have kids? Mm-hmm.
They have 2.
I have 2 kids.
But yeah, they were together for a long time.
Long time. I thought they were married when I met them, and they
Yeah.
weren't.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
That's
If
how
but they've
anything,
always been happy.
I'm like-
I mean,
my mom
they're-
and Bob. Same thing.
aside of marital defense,
Right.
because I mean,
I know,
obviously,
I know,
we all
I get
took
it.
the step for a reason.
Somewhat,
So, I mean,
but if she's expressing, this is the thing too that he needs if he listens is if she's expressing this and he really loves her, I guess you got to do it, my
you
man.
fucking love them.
True, but
You know what I mean?
it also sounds like she's threatening to leave if he doesn't, which is shitty.
Yeah, because that shouldn't be
shitty.
why you
Yeah,
leave
but okay,
somebody.
so we went to high school
There you
with a
go.
couple, and they were together for a long time, right? This girl wanted to be married. She wanted to have kids. That's what she wanted. And she was with a guy that was like, "You're moving too fast for me." She left him, got with someone else. A year later, she's like married, a kid, super fucking happy, at least from how I can tell, which that's all I need to know. And like, that was how quick it happened. I'm telling you, females are wired differently. We're wired differently.
Yeah.
We need progression.
But my point is, yeah, homie doesn't want to ask the question right now. Give him some time and whatnot.
Right.
Also, if you are in the state of mind that you're going to leave him if he doesn't, then you don't love him.
Yeah.
But I
That's
like
true.
how
I-
you
Because
said
you
too,
can't-
though. I like
you
guys
cannot-
really do
hurt.
think they
They
think
do.
different.
They think differently.
But you also can't get somebody who apparently you're absolutely in love with for the last 8 years a fucking ultimatum, marry me or I'm gone.
Yeah,
That's
hard.
trash.
Yeah.
That's
I'm-
garbage.
yeah.
So what? Is there another question?
Yeah, we
I
have
hope
one
that
more.
answered. That didn't even answer the question.
No,
It was
it
just
didn't.
No,
like-
okay, one-liner advice then. Your last line of defense for this woman.
For the woman,
Yeah, that's who it's asking.
be aware of the relationship that you have. Be aware of what you have.
I mean,
That's all I'm gonna say.
if you have 8 years of a wonderful relationship, just continue. 8 more years from now, 16 more years from now, if you are in a relationship with a person that you love and you are happy and you're having a wonderful time, keep
Be aware of
being happy.
There you go.
And
Yeah.
keep having those wonderful times, and don't stress about the materialism of a marriage or a wedding. Keep living your life.
Yeah, live you.
The
All right.
title.
I like that.
Try to be positive.
All right, guys. So here's the next question. I've been with this guy for a little over a year now. I love him. Things are really great. And for the first time in my life, I feel really happy. Here's the problem. He's pretty bad in bed. I'm in my mid-20s, and I feel like I should be having the best sex of my life. But instead, I end up less satisfied. I know that's selfish, but I can't help feeling like that is a big part of our relationship that needs some help. Should I talk to him? What would you do?
Okay, well, I'm gonna take this one from the fucking guy by the horns.
I got something to say about it too, but go ahead.
It all depends on when you say he's bad at it. Is it because he doesn't have experience with it? Because that could be a good thing. That doesn't mean he's out here fucking thoughts left and right before he was with you. So that's obviously a good thing. But if it's a size thing, there's really nothing you can do about that. I'm sorry.
I mean, you can do other stuff.
Well,
You could.
if he's secure enough to let you do other stuff.
Right. Also,
'Cause I know some females that have had that issue and then they're not secure enough to allow that to
but
happen.
my thing is, if you, like I said, it's very vague. I don't know if it's performance or if it's size. If it's performance,
I think it's a totality. Think about it just in the whole.
Yeah,
He's
just
having a
in, like,
bad
general,
experience
right.
with this part of her life, which I think is a very, very important part of a relationship. And it's something that we really, we think about it all the time, but we really don't think about it. And I think for some people, they have issues with that. I feel like we're okay in that area. I mean, I'm just, I'm being honest.
He's looking at me like,
right.
But it is. It's a big thing. And if she's somebody who really loves this person,
Right.
and she's just, that's the only other issue, she should speak up to him.
Yep.
She should say, and be honest about it. Dude, but I'll tell you what, it's gonna hurt his ego so bad, man.
how do you repair that though?
man.
Seriously, like as a guy.
So to me, I gotta be positive, but it's gonna hurt him.
Yeah.
Homeboy's gonna hurt for a minute. And
Well, okay, so a female point of view, maybe instead of being like, "Hey, you suck," like you can't just say it like that.
Yeah, you just yeah.
during the act, say things.
Nope,
like
not even
push
that.
his head to the side
Listen,
a little,
listen,
put his hand there.
Listen, girl. Listen up, girl. All right, I'm gonna get you some information here, okay?
From the
Okay,
sex
so
guy.
I don't know how you guys are about porno, but if you want him to get better at a certain thing, put on a porno and they're doing some weird position and be like, "Oh wow, I want to try that,"
Damn.
or "Oh wow, I want to try that," and like he'll just be like, "Okay, let's try it,"
No,
and then
it's-
from
I
there
think
you just learn shit.
You know what's weird to me is like I don't think it goes like that. Sex is just a thing where it just manifests.
Nope.
To me, you can't put it in a book. You can't put chapter 1, you kiss the old lady. Chapter 2, you lay her on the bed. Chapter 3, you make your way down.
when she's not
You also
saying
can't
that.
go from chapter 1 to
but
chapter
you gotta
10
have. Here's the
either.
thing too: is you gotta have good energy together. Is your relationship as strong as you think? You know what I mean? Is it as strong as you think? Are you doing things to him that maybe
Yeah,
I want to say
what if he's thinking the same
demasculizing.
thing?
Is demasculizing a word? It may be, but it
might
is
be.
now.
Yeah, I think
It's a
so.
You can't
meaning.
demasculize your man because she may be doing stuff where he may not feel comfortable. Like as far as in their relationship, maybe maybe she's a little bit of a, maybe she bitches a lot, or maybe she is just mean to him or whatever, or just a different way. So it's a communication. Yeah, you can have communication with sex. I just don't think it's a book.
Well, right, yeah.
But you got to have communication. That's the key. You
But
gotta
I
talk
want
about
to
it
come
somehow,
back.
some way.
I want to come back to what you had just said about a couple minutes ago, saying that. They're a year in. They really love you. She really loves this dude. She has to tell him, "Hey, look." Don't be like real shitty about it. Just like after you're done having sex and it was another shit fest, just be like, "Hey, I wanted to talk to you about something," because that's where he's going to be at his most relaxed.
Yeah.
Ejaculation,
Yeah, but
weird or most relaxed state
but
ever.
it is.
So that's where post.
ejaculation.
That's what I meant. So like when you
Yeah, I just want to cuddle.
like post, right? That's what I'm saying. So
That's all I want to do. But
Just
no, it's a
bring it up
sensitive
then.
subject. I think
Bring it up then.
here it is, communication,
Yep.
and like Kat said, you have to do it in a way where it's not
It's
going
like,
to hit his
okay.
ego too hard.
Yeah, train
That's
him.
it.
Train them, ladies.
There you
Oh
go.
God, don't.
No, but you said train earlier, so that's why I went back
Well,
to it.
no,
Sex is very
I said
important, though.
train, but
Yeah,
then
but
I stopped myself.
It is in a way.
It is.
Forget
I
the
know.
word.
I
It is in a
genuinely
way to
think
train.
that honesty is the best policy.
Yeah, definitely.
I really do. Like, because if she doesn't say anything now, in the
Also,
how much
though-
longer are they gonna last? Because eventually
Hey, you know what?
she's gonna
Here.
become unhappy.
Here's the thing we didn't think about. Shout out for her for remaining faithful to my girl.
Right.
She just said, like, I'm trying to do, like, but
Well,
I
here's
want to
the
do it with
thing.
this guy, but you know what I
Right.
mean? So shout out to her. if
She also
is.
said, if I'm not mistaken, it's the best relationship she's ever been in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Are you
It's the
really
happiest
gonna
let-
it's ever been.
So
yeah.
she's-
Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand
That's cool.
sex is a part of relationships. I understand that. But if he's doing like 60% sex, in a sex area, but 100% everywhere else, that ratio is
Pretty
going to be
good
a
grade.
lot better. You know what I'm saying? Like if he's making you feel like a fucking princess, treating you good, doing everything, the family fucking loves him, your siblings love him, your fucking dog loves him, you love him, that his badness at sex shouldn't be a relationship
but you know what?
ruiner.
Here, let me just. It's important, bro. I'm being honest. I'm gonna be
That's
honest
an-
with you
that's
guys
your
out
opinion,
there.
bro. That's your opinion.
You know what? She
I
can
think
do
that-
that. She can be happy and this and that. But
I think
you
that it
gotta
does
have a
vary.
semi-good sex life.
It
an
does
at
opinion.
vary
the
couple
very
to couple.
least.
But
At the very least.
well, for you and I, like that's like how we connect with each other. Like by us making sure that happens. Like that's our time to like connect.
Yeah,
And
it's energy.
It's not about anyone else.
Yeah.
It's me and it's you. And it's our time, and I think that that's what we use that as. To where like anything else, you go to dinner, you go to the movies, you do anything else, you do all of those things with whoever you want.
Right.
That's the only person that you partake in that action with. So I really try to look at it as like a bonding experience.
That's a good way to think.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah, and it's not just about fucking.
Right.
It's,
So if
it's,
that
it's about
bonding-
that, and it's also the bonding. Like
Yeah,
you
if
said,
that
it's
bonding
energy,
experience
dude.
is poor, then
Right.
to me, it wouldn't ever like.
So,
Charge my battery.
So wait, one more thing, but I don't
Yeah,
want to miss
go
this.
ahead, go ahead.
So we can go back on energy, and this is an energy podcast and shit, spiritual. What she has to realize is sometimes sex is about that too. So maybe make it about that. Maybe try to get into a
Yeah,
right
honestly,
mindset,
just
and
like-
maybe try to just get start drinking a little bit, get a little bit in you. You know what I mean? And just set your situation up for you. Maybe it'll help it out a little
Maybe
bit.
make it a bigger deal versus like an everyday activity. Like make it like a bigger deal. Like a
Yeah,
more
because I'm
special
gonna be
occasion.
here. I'm not gonna go into description, but we had a rough week. We had a long week this week, and she was working early.
worked
I was working
opposite
late,
schedules all week,
opposite all week. Like it was at a time like we usually have a pretty healthy going. And at one time I think it was on Wednesday. I was like, look, honey, I was like Sunday. I said Sunday, put this in your calendar because this
"Yeah,
week has
that's
been a
fine."
little rough. We haven't been on the right side of the book, but Sunday, put this in your calendar because it's going down. And it's the shit you gotta
Right.
do.
Right.
You know what I mean? You gotta invest
It's
in
going
it.
down.
You gotta invest in it, man.
I mean, sometimes it has to happen that way because you're.
Yeah.
I mean,
Also, go ahead. Sorry.
oh, go ahead.
No, it's just like what Sarah said in the last podcast.
Yeah.
If you
Shout
want
out, Sarah.
something, Sarah Soik, I love you. You beautiful.
She's
human
fucking
being.
amazing.
I
It was
love
so
you.
good.
Sarah's one of my favorite people in
You
the
are
world.
the
Seriously,
you
so
are
much
the
energy.
epitome of a beautiful soul. I love
Damn.
you, girl.
Shout out.
What she said in the last one was, if you want something, keep telling yourself that you want it, and it'll come to you. So, girl, keep telling yourself
You want some
That
action.
shit.
you want
Yeah.
you want that good shit from
Yeah,
your man,
let's
and
go.
you'll get it.
Yeah,
you
you
gotta put
bring in your
yourself
A
in that
game
mindset.
every time because it sounds like you're a little defeated, and you might be bringing your C game because you already know you're gonna be a letdown. But if you bring your A plus energy, he's gonna at least give you something because he's gonna be like, "Damn, my girl."
Yeah, he'll pick up on that energy. Exactly.
Yeah, and
Yep.
seriously, just honestly, like, just lay him down and just be like, "I just want to feel your energy."
Now here's the
Well,
thing: the first few times she was probably giving her A plus energy, right, and realized he was only giving like a C plus. So she's like coming in to the fourth time or fifth time with
Yeah,
the
like
same
a
C
C.
plus mentality.
Right.
And so like he's like, okay, this is okay now. Bring your fucking A game every time. girl.
And I feel like it goes back to that whole. It's more than just 50-50. Like sometimes you may have to be the 80%.
There you go,
That
girl.
day you
Seriously, good way
that
to
day
wrap
you both
that
meet
boy
behind
around.
closed
Yeah.
doors with that 100.
Dude, hey,
You in business.
sometimes you're right. One person might not be in the mood. I mean, I think in general for men out there, you're gonna relate to this. Sometimes, you have to put a little more what do I want to say? You got to put a little bit more emphasis in trying to get what you want. You know, because sometimes women don't think like we do. You know, we rise out of bed thinking about when the next time we're gonna try to bang. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. I'm serious. I'm being real. But women, when they get out of bed, they think about the bed needs to be made.
I don't
the
think that's
shower
true.
needs
That's
to be
very
clean.
sexist to say that.
I'm being honest. I think
Come
so,
on,
man.
don't be like that.
I
That's
love
the
women.
dumbest
I
shit
don't
I've
care.
ever
I
heard.
love women. I'm a feminist at heart. Trust me. But I'm being honest with you. Women think about a lot of different things, and for us, I think we're wired a little bit
That's
differently.
not true. You can't say
Well,
that.
okay,
This is
think
my
about
opinion.
it.
I'm not right or wrong.
He's
No.
programmed to me,
But
and
no,
that
no.
is how I am.
Yeah,
That's
so,
the thing. You can't say that as a blanket statement because as a man, I clean the house.
Yeah.
I do the fucking dishes,
Oh,
and
yeah, I did.
sometimes and she does the fucking yard work.
I was just explaining about my wife.
I know, but I'm just saying. But you said it as a fucking blanket statement.
I get
You
it.
can't
My
do
bad.
that.
My bad, people.
That's what I'm just saying.
I love my boy. That's why we're best friends. We can
That's what I'm
argue.
saying. Things
So,
are,
but
things
I
are
just
different.
think, and then again, that's my opinion. But you have to put some energy in it, put some effort.
But it's also what you guys said, her mentality. Like, she can't go into it every
expecting
time.
the
like,
worst, right?
Again.
You have to
like,
go in
this
there
is-
with
It's already
positive.
going to be horrible. Go in with a positive mind, like, all right.
And let me end it. Look,
let's
I
do
don't know if
this.
we want to keep going, but we might end it on this. But listen, men, you have to really try to please your woman. Guys, you got to do it. You know what I mean? So, and this
And
is just
that's
going
not-
on, not even just sex, not even
Right,
just
that's what I'm
sex,
saying,
anything.
yeah.
I was just gonna
So,
say,
but it goes to sex though too. So, but it's everything. You have to try to, like, you have to want to like satisfy her, whether it be in the bed or like doing the dishes for her, doing some small shit. So it goes back to sex. Just put effort into it. You know what I mean? Maybe you have
Sex
to.
is
That's
so-
both
sex is
sides,
so
though.
trivial.
I
Women
know, man.
kind of have to do the same thing.
To me, sex is so fucking trivial, dude. That's just me. That's my opinion. Like for you, you know, you're like sex is fucking part of a relationship. It's like please your woman. It's like to me, pleasing her is being there for her and doing whatever she needs me to do, hand and foot, and giving her all the
Feeding
snacks in the
her.
world.
All the snacks.
All the snacks in the
the
world.
snacks.
Like to me, that's what I think is pleasing her. Is you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I get it. It's
like-
just another aspect. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Man. That's you know, I'm not trying to sound like a pig or whatever, but it is an aspect, and if you're asking me about long-lasting relationships, it does matter as far as an aspect. But please
It
your woman.
matters, but it's not. It shouldn't be your, your main concern.
Yeah, exactly. It really
Yeah.
shouldn't.
There's a lot more
For
to
sure.
a
yeah.
relationship.
Well, I thought it was really cool for us to answer those questions, especially with you guys here. I thought it was pretty convenient that we got those emails
Yeah, it's
this
pretty cool.
week specifically. So
I like that.
that was pretty cool. Relationship wise, I just want like one. So you just kind of gave me like one last piece of advice. Actually, you both kind of did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're very enlightening.
I just picked up.
My boy.
You gotta please your woman by giving her all the snacks,
Going to Dairy Queen.
even if the snack is you on occasion.
There you go. Good way to turn it.
All of
three
the
S's,
snacks.
fellas.
Yep.
You gotta let them sleep, gotta give them sex, and gotta feed them snacks.
And on that
I
note,
like that.
on that note, we out.
All right.
Thank you guys. Thank
we
you
got
so
a lot
much.
of
I
information.
love you
Bye,
guys.